Which university did Bill Gates drop out of to start his own company?
Which university did Bill Gates drop out of?
Yeah.
So he was located in California.
Yeah. I don't know. I just read what's on the sheet.
Okay. University of San Francisco.
It was Harvard.
Oh,
he dropped,
Harvard.
Yeah. He dropped out of Harvard to start his own company. And it worked out, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, you have a similar story.
I didn't drop out.
You graduated and also was DePaul.
Yeah. I graduated college
Yeah.
and then didn't start my own. Well, I kind of started my own.
Do you have an LLC?
It's not podcast talk.
No, we can
But-
skip by
nah,
this. But just
it's
if you
fine,
are
it's fine.
doing like, if you're kind of self-working, I think, you should
Yeah.
at least look into the benefits of an LLC.
Man, you should have brought this up later because the taxes thing would have been a great transition into today's movie.
We
but
do have a movie that's about taxes.
We're not ready to talk about it quite yet.
No, we're not.
I want to start before you get into the news by saying and just acknowledging for the viewers and listeners that we had Portillo's before this.
We did.
I had 2 hot dogs and a full thing of fries, large fries.
Large fries.
And
It was a mistake.
am now having coffee. You didn't finish for a good reason, and I did, and I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah, I can tell you. We were like pretty
were
jazzed
like-
earlier.
Yeah.
We were vibing. We were going back and forth, having a great combo. And now you seem like you're about to die.
I don't even care about the trivia question.
Yeah, you know, with the trivia, I'm like, he was in California, right? And you're like, I don't know, like, I don't know, just say an answer, idiot.
The things a hot dog can do to you,
Yeah. Now we know, hot dog not before the podcast.
Right, but that's not the news today.
No, the
you
news,
found some news.
Yeah, here's the news. This is entertainment news. As you know, we spend at least 90 seconds Googling the news before we do this
but
podcast.
Because
and give
we
you
had
the first...
time to prepare, we have news ready now.
Yeah, I mean, it only took 90 seconds to prepare still.
Yeah.
So the news is whatever I find first. And this one is Marvel planning to introduce cosmic hero Nova to the MCU.
Whatever. I mean,
You know who Nova is?
no. Do
So
you?
according to the Marvel character page that we used last time to find out
For
who Morbius was.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, this has somehow ratings out of 10 for his fighting skills. I don't know what the scale is.
Professional fighter, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it says that Nova has a 5 for durability, a 6 for energy, a 4 for fighting skills, a 3 for intelligence, which is pretty low.
Okay.
Seems kind of like an idiot.
Yeah.
A 5 for speed and a 4 for strength. Now, I don't know what is that against like a normal person? Because that would make Nova worse
Yeah.
than average.
Who is in charge of these stats? Who is making...
Good question.
Who
Now,
put these up?
if you're also interested, Nova is 6'1", has brown eyes, and weighs 190 pounds.
Seems like
And has brown hair.
that is me.
Yeah.
This
Well, you're not
seems like-
6'1".
Well, I'm almost 6'1". I'm 5'11".
Yeah. I mean, that's close.
But I do have brown hair,
you
brown
do brown,
eyes.
yeah, and wait, you weigh less than 190.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and honestly, your speed would be way higher than 5.
Yeah.
Your speed would be like a 7 at least. And your intelligence a lot higher than 3.
All right, that is true. That is
Your
true.
intelligence is probably like an 8.5.
I know where Bill Gates dropped out of.
Yeah, you
know.
knew that. I didn't know that.
yeah.
My intelligence, if anything, is a 3.
Yeah.
So here's
Bill
the-
Gates, a 10.
A 10.
Probably.
Probably, yeah. But the biography for Nova is randomly chosen to become a member of the Nova Corps until the Annihilation Wave destroyed them all, leaving him imbued with their combined power and guided by the superintelligent world mind computer. Richard Rider wages a one-man battle for justice as Nova.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, keep going.
No, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
I feel like, Marvel is trying to set up this new generation because they kind of wrapped things up at Endgame.
Which you
with, like,
spoiled for me last
Iron.
time we
Yes.
talked.
Yeah. A lot of Avengers talk randomly these episodes. And it's like this bullshit. I'm just like, the thing about Avengers that was kind of fun kind of fun. I wasn't even that into it. Was that like no one really saw it coming? Like it was kind of a new thing at the time. Like, oh my god, all these superheroes in one movie? That's awesome. And now that like you can just see them planning it, they're like, and then this ties into this, and this is gonna. It's like it's just not fun.
Yeah, there's a really, really long backstory that would take me like 20 minutes to read.
Right.
And the last like titled section is Thanos and the Cancerverse.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It says Thanos had previously resurrected and was thought to be the only hope to defeat the Cancerverse.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
What's the Cancerverse?
I don't know. Is it like the sign? What is your sign, by the way? Have we talked about this? What is your your astrology?
My astrological
astro sign. Yeah.
My astro sign.
That's what they're called.
Yeah. I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Okay.
What are you?
Libra.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means at all.
Most people online have been like, Carson is the most Libra guy ever. And then on my birthday, when Famous Birthdays came out, famously, they were like, oh, of course he's a Libra. Which I don't know what that means. I don't know what about me is a Libra, but anyways.
I don't either.
Not a good riff. Not a good riff.
No, I wish I knew that.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
That's the news.
MCU, they have that new Moon Knight show going on right now with Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke, and I love both those guys. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I saw a clip on Twitter of like Oscar Isaac fighting some like really bad CGI demon in the streets, and it's like, it's awful. Yeah. It looks just dog shit. And then obviously there's Morbius. So clearly the
that's
MCU...
Dr. Morbius
that's
Dr.
Respect the doctor.
Yeah, he went through years of schooling to become Dr. Morbius.
Just for me to call him Morbius.
Yeah. And then now he has problems because of science.
Yeah. There's been a lot
He's a science vampire.
Since the last time we recorded, by the way, there's been a lot to come out about Jared Leto. He's just like, how he's just a terrible dude.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like Marvel did not do good background checks.
No. But anyway, that's the news. Jared Leto continues to be bad. Marvel's up to some new stuff.
Yeah.
Sonic is out. It is I can't really I actually haven't been paying attention to Sonic enough to know what the
So you have not seen it.
What the consensus is. Yeah, no, I haven't seen the new one. And I am curious cuz I like Knuckles. I don't know if you grew up on Sonic.
Yeah, no, Knuckles was the coolest one.
Knuckles
like
is
in
the
games I'd play in like my Game Boy Advance. Knuckles could cling to walls and climb up the walls with his knuckles. Did you ever pointy?
Did you ever play Sonic Riders for the
Yes.
GameCube? You did?
Yeah.
Oh my
Not a
God.
lot because I didn't think it was that good.
All right. Well, I thought that was such a fun game.
Yeah. What was your favorite GameCube game?
Fuck. Put me on the spot. Honestly, the SpongeBob games were really fun. Actually, but the Animal Crossing for the GameCube was probably my favorite. That was like what put me on to Animal Crossing, and I remember being like, what is this? But the SpongeBob movie game, if you know, you know. It's a great game.
My favorite game
difficult.
was not that because I'd never played that.
Yep.
But mine was Mario Baseball.
I never played Mario Baseball.
Mario Baseball is amazing. All the like characters had individual stats and stuff, and then I had like a team where, my infield was my like shortstop and second baseman were like Koopa and Toad.
Oh, what a lineup!
That's a sure fielding lineup.
Star team.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Mario Party 7 for the GameCube?
I don't think so.
That was a good one. I was trying to think of like what my first Mario game is, and I think it might have been that. I got into Mario pretty late, but yeah. I mean, I would say, and I don't know if you agree, but like the GameCube is like one of the best consoles. That is an amazing video game console.
Have you seen that a lot of people are getting back into the GameCube and the prices for the games are like
dirt cheap?
No, so high.
Jesus.
No, like Paper Mario for the GameCube. I own a copy of that, obviously.
You could make some bank.
Yeah, you can sell it for $100. A used copy.
I have a lot of GameCube games I could sell, but I don't want to get rid of them. That's the thing. Is like, I really love them. They're great games.
Yeah,
I love the little disc. You know.
Also, Mario Baseball for the GameCube. I found out recently there is an actual competitive league of people that still play the game.
There's a community for everybody. You should get in on that. Join the family. I've been thinking about joining a billiards league. I think I'm pretty damn good at pool, and I think I have what it takes. So
Yeah. You could be a shark.
I could be a shark. I was a shark in the
Well,
pool.
no, yeah.
And I'm a shark on the pool table.
Shark on land, shark on the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first rule of being a shark is you don't tell anyone you're a shark.
Right.
You pretend to be really bad.
Okay, so anyone listening to this podcast, no, I'm not.
Yeah, Carson's horrible at pool.
God damn it. I've been trying to come up with a segue, hoping we get there. Can't do it. Speaking of multiverses and the Cancerverse, I guess.
Speaking of the Cancerverse.
Yeah. Speaking of,
You know what isn't a Cancerverse?
as
this movie
This
today.
movie. Everything, everywhere, all at once. We want to thank this week's sponsor, Felix Gray Glasses. 5 years ago, Felix Gray set out to create eyewear that would improve daily screen time. Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light than can make screen time tough on eyes and disruptive to sleep.
So, Karsten,
Let's talk about it.
here's the thing. I mean, even reading this right now,
Yeah.
you're getting some blue lights coming at you.
It's every day,
Yeah.
everywhere I go.
You're a
all
big
at
video
once.
editing guy.
Yep.
I mean, you have literally, in this room, we have like
We have
4 screens.
1, 2, 3,
phones as well.
4,
You have
5
a tablet
iPads.
with a pencil.
I watch a
thing.
lot of movies.
You
on
watch a
my
lot of
screen.
movies.
Like
a ton of movies. You also have a gigantic TV.
And the thing is, I care about my eyes. I do care
Yeah.
about my eyes, and I care about my sleep.
Yeah.
And wearing these blue light glasses has both made me look cooler.
Yeah.
I wear these just out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not even looking at blue light, I wear these glasses.
They are stylish.
I like the way I look in them, and they're protecting my eyes in the process.
Yep. I play a lot of, well, not a lot. I play a normal person amount of video games.
Yeah. GeoGuessr.
A lot of GeoGuessr, but yeah. So the thing about that is sometimes I do it
Yep.
late at night, and sometimes I do it for a few hours straight. Now, I have genuinely noticed that I have less eye strain when I wear these glasses when I play video games.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it in a dark room, which I don't know if that makes it worse, but it
Yeah.
feels like it might because I'm just staring at a screen for
Yeah.
a really illuminated screen in the dark. I probably should turn my brightness down on the screen as well.
That's a big part of it.
But I don't. I like just having Rocket League blasted straight at my eyes so I
Yeah.
can flip that car and hit that ball.
Exactly.
But after that, I'm able to fall asleep better than before I got these glasses.
No, yeah, I feel like a lot of days I spend all day working. I especially late at night editing. I edit
Yeah.
for late hours, and when I go to bed and I shut my eyes, it's like your eyes are kind of still in that mode, and it's like hard to like. They just feel heavy. They don't feel great. But ever since I got these blue light glasses from Felix Gray, I have been going to bed a lot faster.
Yep.
My eyes have felt a lot better. Yeah, I don't notice the strain when I'm working on
Yep.
videos and like on my computer. It's like it just kind of alleviates all of that.
The lenses are also very nice.
They're
Like,
really nice,
The
yeah.
blue light is not like a coating.
Uh-huh.
It's built into the actual
Yeah.
lens. And, a lot of times I forget I'm wearing them because besides having less blue light, I guess, which is not really perceivable in
Yeah.
just viewing things. So the glasses, I still look, everything looks normal.
Yeah. No, yeah. It just, when you put on like night mode or something on your phone, it like kind of warms it up.
Yeah.
Like these do that in a way that's actually like very effective.
Yeah.
And just protects your eyes. And you look pretty cool in the process.
Yep.
That's,
I think that's honestly the biggest thing.
that's one of my biggest, it's
it's
great that
not-
it's doing stuff to the eyes,
Yeah.
but it also,
Like, you look extra cool.
yeah,
I mean, you're having a good hair day as well,
it's all
but
coming together.
also the glasses look cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I like how I look like some kind of college philosophy professor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that, and people think I'm smarter because of it.
Yep. That is the thing. We look a lot smarter.
We do
with
look
these on.
smarter. People listen to our takes on movies
Yeah.
a lot more now.
So, point is, for the
Point
best
is-
blue light glasses on the market, use our URL, felixgrayglasses.com/KCast.
That is KCAST. FelixGrayGlasses.com/KCast.
Non-prescription and prescription available. Check them out now. felixgrayglasses.com/KCast.
K as in Karsten.
Yep. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/KCast.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy title right off the bat.
It is.
And I would say lives up to the name.
Yeah.
There is everything in this. This movie has everything.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy. It is like true maximalist filmmaking. It's great.
Yeah. Do you want to read the Google synopses?
Yeah.
Synopsis.
The
It's one.
googly
Synopses
eyes.
is two. Is
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah. Should I do the Google? Yeah, I'll do the Google one. When an never mind. When an interdimensional rupture unravels reality. Ruptures unravels reality is a crazy string of words.
Yeah.
An unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. Kind of vague.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can let's see the A24 synopsis on their web. This is produced by A24, directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Stars Michelle Yeoh and Stephanie Su, and among others. And I guess this I like this synopsis. The film is a hilarious and big-hearted sci-fi action adventure about an exhausted Chinese-American woman who can't seem to finish her taxes. That is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, directed by the Daniels. They also did Swiss Army Man, which I think we've mentioned we're both big fans of.
Yeah.
They also did the Turn Down for What music video. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. It's like, it is, say what you want about the song, but it's an iconic video. It's a really great, it's like people just like crashing through ceilings, and like, it's so fun and absurd. And honestly, this is more like that than Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
This is a huge step up from Swiss Army Man, in my opinion.
Well,
production wise, maybe not quality wise, in my opinion, but maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself.
Yeah. It's also produced by the Russo brothers.
I did not know that. Wow, they are really dipping their toes in all kinds of
so
multiverses.
We just talked about Marvel, so there's a big connection. That would have been the segue, wouldn't it?
We had a few moments.
That would have been the segue.
We had so many opportunities, and then we're like, billiards.
Yeah,
and
we're
then,
like, billiards. They do taxes in this movie.
yeah.
People who do pool pay taxes, but not on their pool shark winnings.
Yeah.
Everything, all the time, everywhere.
This movie also has Ke Huy Quan in it.
Yeah, which is amazing.
It's amazing. It is so great. He is also, let me just say, maybe my favorite part about the movie.
He's my favorite part of the movie, too.
So
He's
good.
so good. And I really,
so good.
Yeah, really didn't realize that he was, the guy from the Goonies and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's
and then once I realized that, I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
My life has come full circle.
Yeah, and he really hasn't. I've learned he hasn't really done much since those movies. He's been kind of cold, and this is such a great return. It honestly is frustrating because I'm like, you could have been in things this whole time. You're so good.
I know, he's so charismatic and he's so likable.
He's very physical, very funny. A genuinely great dramatic actor too. Some of those later scenes in the film, he's really good. I mean, everyone in the movie, I would say. I mean, we're talking about him, but obviously, Michelle Yeoh is also amazing. Yeah. She is just out of this world. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is really funny in the movie. I'm just everybody, so great.
This movie is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
On Wikipedia, it's listed as a science fiction black comedy.
Yeah, which is kind of, I'd describe it as that.
Which is just a weird genre.
It's funny because last month, A24 also put out a sci-fi movie, After Yang, which I think is about as different as it gets from this approach to a sci-fi movie. This is
the most chaotic movie.
Yeah, and
that
was
I've seen in a long time, and that was the least chaotic movie.
Calm movie.
I've never seen it's about After Yang. I don't think I've ever seen a sci-fi movie that's very clearly sci-fi.
Yeah,
that is so calm.
Yep, very
sci-fi
calm.
in general is a pretty hectic genre.
Yeah,
because they're oh, crazy technology is attacking you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the technology literally was dead. That was the point of the movie.
I really liked this, and people all over the place, everywhere, all at once, are really liking it. And I think it's just because it's so it it acknowledges that like we do like this multiverse thing.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a trend right now. Like the Spider-Verse was a big hit. Obviously, like I guess you could say the Avengers is kind of that. Free Guy, I guess, is kind of that.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
I'm like, the multiverse idea is like out there.
Yeah, the metaverse.
Yeah, the metaverse.
Yeah, with an anime-looking Mark Zuckerberg, meeting with someone.
Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it.
There's been no backlash.
There's been no backlash. Everyone loves Mark Zuckerberg and his very cool haircut.
Yeah. And I like this because it's like so original. Like, there's no... It's not just saying like, remember this thing you like? Here's that.
Right.
And like
Ready Player One.
yeah. And
as in, it's not Ready Player One.
Yeah. That's something I just like really appreciate about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's that's not entirely true.
No,
there's a Ratatouille thing.
There is a for the Ratatouille.
The Ratatouille or something. Yeah. The thing is about this, it is easy to be obsessed with it because it's like so balls to the wall, insane and absurd, and truly does not let off the gas. Oh, coffee on the laptop. This movie's so crazy. We're spilling coffee all over ourselves. No, I was saying that it is so crazy.
Yeah.
And is like 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it's
so a long movie that never slows down, and I got to admire it for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're doing a lot, and it stays pretty consistent. I do think it has some pacing issues that I know are nitpicky, but I was like, I am getting kind of exhausted watching this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like focus on the negatives here. I just want to make that clear right off the bat, that it's like, the thing about this movie is it's so much, and I wanted to be so crazy in love with it, mostly because everybody else is so in love with it, and I do love like what it's doing, but there's like some stuff that like holds it back, and maybe that's just me on the first watch. Maybe I'll like it better on a second watch if I ever watch it again, but I do really like the movie. I should make that very clear.
Yeah. This film is so ridiculously stylized.
Yeah.
In the same way Swiss Army Man is. Where this feels like the Daniels film.
Mm-hmm,
You know, it's one of those things where I think they have become,
they have their own voice.
Yeah, they have their own voice, where it's like, obviously Wes Anderson, for example, you can immediately spot a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
I think they have kind of, for sure found their own.
They found their
own thing,
and it's just weird.
And it's weird. Well, it's like lowbrow humor in like highbrow settings with great production value and like which is a very weird niche, because that's the thing. I don't know if for me I really love all of the like lowbrow like jokes in this.
Yeah.
For me, that's honestly my biggest issue, is that I get pulled out when they have this very like juvenile joke that feels out of place for the context of
the movie.
Yeah, for the movie, because the movie, is kind of sneakily deals with very serious subjects and all these things, that people are kind of questioning, life and their place in it and like what really matters. Like these are all very deep subjects, and then they're like, what if we stick something in someone's butt?
Yeah,
that's funny.
And that's a serious plot point. Like, this man needs to get this in his butt.
Yeah. This guy's gotta shove this thing right up his butt.
I think stuff like that, I'm like, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I don't think that's like my kind of humor.
Right.
I'm like, it's funny at first. I think another example is like the hot dog fingers thing.
Yeah.
It was like funny at first, and then they really ride it out.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's less about me thinking like it's funny and more about just like the commitment to that idea that I think is admirable. I'm like, it's crazy that they just decided that's a part of the movie.
Right.
And there's people with hot dog fingers.
And it's not a throwaway joke.
No.
And and the thing though is that the plot reason for the hot dog fingers, it could have been anything else.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't, for me, I wish it was something else.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, same with Swiss Army Man, this is clearly the kind of movie they want to make, where Swiss Army Man, a huge plot point is a farting corpse.
Yeah.
That's like,
Which,
you know.
And the thing about Swiss Army Man is like, that was such a dumb joke, but it was like, I thought it was really funny. And like, they also like really grounded it immediately. Like, there was like this odd, it fit in like how weird the story itself was and how weird the characters were. I'm like, it makes sense in this universe.
I would agree that one at least made more sense. Because, you know, the farting was like a corpse that was rotting and used as like locomotion, where that kind of makes sense. And it seems like the most obvious way to get to like what you needed to happen in the movie for the plot to make sense. Where this is just a obscure choice that could have been literally anything else, and they chose to make weird hot dog fingers and like stick with it so long. Or for me, I don't know, it's like a kind of distracting that it's such a stupid choice.
I mean, it's kind of like a love-hate thing, because I'm like, it is not my thing, the hot dog fingers at least. Yeah. And the butt thing, but that was just so over the top and absurd, and the fight choreography of that was too impressive for me to even notice. That's the other thing. I'm like, just the idea of that this is like a really well choreographed, well shot scene, but the premise of it is that there's a butt plug that they're fighting over. I'm like, that is funnier than the actual thing that's happening. But yeah, at the same time, I'm like I said, it's just the fact that that's what they went with. Like, that's an idea that they decided to do, and they made it kind of work to an extent. Right, is like cool. Yeah, I like it just because a lot of people are like, this movie's so just like, oh, random for the sake of being random, and I'm like, I like just how original it is, though. It is like just a lot of really unique ideas, even if not all of them stick. It's like, you can't deny it's a very creative movie. Yeah. Which I really like about it.
The fight choreography you were talking about is really good.
It's, dude, that's probably my favorite part about the movie. Yeah,
like some of the scenes like felt like a Jackie Chan movie.
It was amazing. Yeah. And oh my, I like, because there was the first scene where it's like with the security guards at the office, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But they like do it a few times. It's not just that. It's like that becomes like a very consistent part of the movie that is shot so well. I mean, it's surprising that this is both of their first times doing movies where that's a part of it. From what I know, I haven't watched everything they've made, but I don't think they've made a whole lot of stuff or features, that is. I'm just like, it's so impressive. Looks amazing. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Jackie Chan movie, The Tuxedo.
I've never seen it.
It's not good. But the premise is he's a guy who's not good at fighting, and he puts on a magical tuxedo, and then he's like good. So it's like the same premise where they were downloading.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think I'd like that movie.
It's probably the first time anyone's mentioned the tuxedo on a film podcast this year.
This is something I really love about it, though, is that part of the movie where it's like you have to do these very specific things to unlock that skill or personality. Like, I thought that was a really cool and clever way of allowing it to be this random and sporadic. Like, the chaos of it makes sense in the context of this. It's like, yeah, it should be crazy, and it is crazy, so you can't really complain. Yeah. Like the paper cut thing, I don't know about you, that really skeeved me out. I was like, that was painful to watch. Anyway, yeah, I'm like, I'm obviously all there for how chaotic the movie is. It's amazing. There's especially the scene when like the daughter kind of they finally collide together, and she has her whole scene where I think they first introduced the hot dog fingers and whatever. Like, that was a lot, and I thought it was like really well executed. But what else? What else did you like about the movie?
What if I compared this to Synecdoche, New York?
No, well, see, I wouldn't put it against you. Like, were you going to?
I want to see if I did what you would say.
I would honestly kind of agree. Just because it's like a big kind of philosophical movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That was my main point.
Yeah.
Is it really is a philosophical movie that's using all this weird humor and action to kind of mask that, but the actual fundamental questions it's asking and posing to us are actually, these really deep things to think about.
Yeah.
And I think that's like where a lot of the like sticking power this film has is in those questions that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And it's very relationship oriented and like the choices that, we make on an everyday basis, like how that affects our lives down the road and all these branches of possibilities that could be.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if the day I met you, I just, did something else. And I never met Karsten. And then we never had the Karstcast movie cast starring Karsten Rundquist.
That's honestly, yeah. I did think about that. That is a great example too. It's like, because this whole podcast itself is based on us having class at the same time and going home on the train together that night. It's like, what if we just didn't have class? What if I stuck around in the loop that, like, what if, like, the different routes this could have taken is so, and that's a really, really fun and interesting idea. And I think this specifically with, like, dealing with, like, marriage and, like, her potential and all that is, like, really well, like, it's a really cool idea that is so easy to mess up, but this movie kind of pulls it off, which is cool.
And I like how it treated the concept of these specific turning points in your life, where it's like two divergent paths. And then it's obviously also acknowledging there's smaller choices that also affect things slightly, but then there's like these like big moments where you make a decision and that really affects the path that your life goes on. And then in addition to that, there's insane fight sequences and like people wearing two like early 2000s earpieces, like Bluetooth earpieces, having to like lick someone's nose to jump into a different reality where they learn new skills.
Right. I'm kind of coming around to this movie now. I mean, I already liked it, but it's a really cool route to take that idea.
Because I like movies that do this, where they're dealing with deep subjects, but in a way where it's kind of masked. It's not, this overt thing where they're like, think about this. It's all in there, and that is the foundation of the movie for sure, and it's pretty apparent. But then the mechanisms they use to kind of extrapolate on that are kung fu sequences.
I mean, that's the thing, is like it is like the way you're describing it, which is what the movie is like great, love it. I think it's just the way this movie sets itself up, I think the thing that it's missing for me, it's like it's got those ideas, it pulls off the concept, it's a ton of fun. I don't think I connect to Evelyn as much as I want to. Like, I think her as a character is thrown around in all these situations and doesn't, like, I don't get to know her as well as I want to in the whole process. Even though you see her whole life and you, like, get everything, you basically see her relationship with everybody close to her, like, at a very up close level. I still don't feel like, I don't know, I really understand her before all this like goes down.
I agree with that, where it's not as specifically character driven. I don't know, for me, Evelyn is more of like a vessel for you to explore these ideas. I think that it might have been more meaningful in some aspects if we also were connected to Evelyn more deeply, instead of me just thinking about this movie in terms of my own life.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I guess that's true. She is kind of, like you said, more of a vessel that, okay,
No, but the thing you said is very valid.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just whatever this, comparing it to Synecdoche, New York again.
Yeah.
I'm like, Caden, I feels like a very full person in that movie. Like a very flawed, like, and she's also very flawed. Like, she can be very
incredibly flawed.
Frustrating.
One of the most flawed people.
One of the essential to any movie. And I just, I don't know what else to say besides, like, I just wish I got to know her a little bit better.
Yeah.
Through all of this. And I don't know. It took me a while to click with what it was doing. Like, I knew right off the bat, I was like, oh, this is a really, like, weird multiverse thing. A lot of it takes place in this office. And then it just, like, goes completely off the rails before I'm, like, personally kind of ready for that. And that's more on me than it is the movie. But it's just a lot. And I think I do need to watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, it is a lot.
I think I've decided I'm seeing it again. But, it's just a big movie. Mm-hmm. I do like talking about just like specific scenes here. There's like moments that I really loved, like when they're two rocks on the cliff and there's like no sound and it's just the text on the screen. I thought that was really, really fun. But yeah, it does have like a really like juvenile way about it that shouldn't work. Like this feels like a Reddit movie. Like it feels like people of Reddit will love this and somehow gets away with being that, unlike Guns Akimbo, you know?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Although, what subreddit would you say this is?
Have you heard of Place?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Place.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of things in one area.
Yeah. What subreddit is Guns Akimbo?
It's like me IRL or something.
It's like r/incel.
Yeah. Guns Akimbo, that's like a character in this movie that's in there for like a second.
Yeah.
They didn't need to make a whole movie about him.
Yeah.
It's like this is a hard movie to talk about. I'll be honest. I was hoping you did like back it up a little bit more for me, because I think especially like as I got out of the movie, had like a very hard time. It was a lot to kind of like sum up and like make sense of.
Yeah. Oh, it's everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how well this has been received. That's something that surprised me. And it also surprised the Daniels. I saw in an interview where they're like, we thought this was a niche thing. And people are saying it's like one of the best movies ever. So we're
it's ranked as number 1 on the official like top 250 films on Letterboxd.
Yep.
Which is crazy in my opinion.
Yep.
I don't. Oh, wait, did I get Parasite 4? What do you? No.
You didn't get Parasite 4.
No, that's like a
no shot.
No, it is crazy though, especially when I was watching it, specifically like that butt plug scene. I was like, I can't believe everyone is in agreement that this is a great movie when this is a scene that's happening in it. Yeah.
You spoke about it, how it's number 1 in the top 250 on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
It made me look, because very recently, my short film pilots.
Oh.
No, it was for the top 250 short films. I technically had no, it's not on there. It's not on there. But it had a high enough rating. It just didn't have enough views.
Okay.
Because it needed to be 500 to be eligible. Mine's only like 350. But recently, the rating has dropped down to 3.6, and it needs to be, I think, 3.8 to be in the top 250.
Damn. Let's get it up there.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to go on Letterboxd, and you can watch on YouTube my short film pilots.
Yeah.
And then rate it only if you're going to rate it 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah. We gotta get Jeff on that list.
Yeah, I want to get on the top 250 short films of all time.
Yeah.
Just so I can put that on
that on your resume.
I can put that on my Twitter bio.
Yeah.
Top.
That's the only reason you did this podcast.
That's the only reason I did this podcast was to promote
once
pilots,
that happens,
which had not come out when I started this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's.
Do you think it's one of the top 250 films of all time?
No, I don't. It's not even my favorite film of this year, to be honest.
Is it your favorite film by the Daniels?
I do think I should rewatch Swiss Army Man before I figured that out.
Yeah.
I am just someone, I am like, this is funny coming from a guy who like loves Synecdoche, New York, but I'm a simple movie lover. Like, I like simple.
Yeah.
I like it when it's a little bit more on the grounded side, is what I'm realizing. And Swiss Army Man is like two guys the whole movie.
Right.
And this is the complete opposite of that. And I think I just like how much that movie does with so little there. And this doesn't feel like it's doing enough, but it also feels like it's doing too much for me.
So,
which is a weird spot. I've never felt that way about a movie.
Yeah, so you want films to do less.
Mm-hmm.
So your favorite films of the year are probably going to be Ambulance, which it takes place in an ambulance.
Yep.
And Bullet Train, which takes place on a bullet train.
Yeah.
Those are going to be your two favorite films.
They're going to be there. Yeah, that's
what would be great
prediction.
If those films had like a crossover event where at the ending of both films was the ambulance crashed into the bullet train. And
you're like, they were together the whole time. Someone should do that sometime. Where two movies have the same ending, and you're like,
wow,
whoa,
that actually is a good idea.
Sick, yeah.
Or like even a director could do that, where all their films end at the exact
same time.
Place.
Well, there is a trilogy, the Three Colors trilogy. Mm-hmm. They kind of all the films, the three characters like kind of end up in the same spot, which I think is. But I think that only like comes out at like the third one. So, anyways,
okay, how about this? Every film you make ends at that plant shop.
At the dirtbag plant shop, yeah.
And like you have to get Mike Brunley back to shoot the other movie, and you just see him holding a bag of dirt in the light. Yeah.
They all. That's funny. Dirtbag, by the way, had its screening at Athens last week. We did not win the award.
Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's on Letterboxd if anyone wants to check it out. Dirtbag.
Let's get Dirtbag and Pilots into the top 250 films of all time.
Let's push it.
What's Dirtbag at?
There's only two reviews so far. Anyways,
Dirtbag. Oh, let me review it.
Yeah.
5 stars.
I like this movie though. I have you know this. Like I've preached how much I like movies that just throw so much at the wall. I'm like, as an Annette defender, I don't think I can trash this movie too much.
Yeah.
Because Annette, I like because it's so much.
Yeah, I don't like Annette.
You don't like Annette. I do like Annette. I'm kind of alone.
Can you defend
on that?
The songs in Annette?
No, the songs are the worst part about Annette.
Okay,
that's the worst. Okay, besides the first song, so may we start. That
one's okay. The rest of them are bad.
Come on, yeah, but they're funny.
They literally just wrote one line for each song and then just sing it over and over again.
Anyways, this I did like, and I'll probably like it a lot more on a rewatch. I'm grateful that it's getting this much love and is like such a hit.
Yeah,
and it is a ton of fun. Like I don't think a 2 hour and 20 movie, 2 hour and 20 minute movie has ever gone by this fast. Like, it is long, and you do kind of feel the length, especially near the end. That's the other thing. It feels like it has like 20 different endings, which is like the point of the movie, I guess. But I was like, oh my God, they really... I think that is something else. Is like, in the moment of watching the film, I was so like in awe and like loved it and was like, this is like, I just love how absurd and crazy it is. But like, it kind of keeps the same momentum and tone the entire time, that by the end, for these like big climaxes that it wants you to feel, it's like I was just exhausted by that point. And I was like, let's just wrap it up. But I think it's just because I was maybe overwhelmed and just want to come in again with a clear mind.
Yeah. I think my final thoughts on this are that the way this deals with, these existential questions made me appreciate films like Synecdoche, New York more.
Yeah.
Only because that one, it like lets me deal with those mentally in an unimpeded way, where the film is so consistent with its message that it just puts me like on a plane in like a very narrow track to think about these ideas. Yeah. Where this film, there's so many stupid jokes that like kind of take me out of thinking of the deeper questions that for me, it's kind of distracting. I still like the movie a lot, but it
Yeah.
doesn't work as this kind of existential exercise as well as some of
Yeah.
these other films.
Yeah.
Because, I'm like, why am I thinking about these questions while watching this really stupid film where people are trying to shove things up their butt?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing for me that takes away from it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that was it.
No, that's for sure.
But I still actually did really enjoy
I think
the
you
film.
liked it more than I did. Yeah. You gave it a higher score.
I did. What did you give it?
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I'll grow. I am very curious of what I would have thought of this film if I had been blind going into it, because the hype around this thing, I've not seen hype this strong since Parasite.
Yeah.
And Parasite was like a hit right off the bat.
Yeah.
I was like, that is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, and that's the thing where Parasite really, obviously it's not as existential of a movie. But
Yeah.
it's just such a consistent, message and theme throughout the film, and it's just so expertly crafted. Where this film just feels a little bit loose, and part of that is the nature of the types of jokes they're going for.
Yeah.
But there's not this like the meshing of the theme of the film with the jokes for me in this film just doesn't always work.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels weird sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like, this is going to be a crazy, this is not a crazy comparison. I didn't really like The Matrix the first time I saw it. I kind of thought of it the same exact way I saw this. I was like, that was really cool, and I don't think it entirely landed for me. But the second time I watched The Matrix with you, it was like the best thing in the world. I was like, this rules.
Right. And you thought that even with me the entire time next to you chanting Matrix, Matrix, Matrix.
Yeah.
And you still enjoyed it.
The whole theater was getting really annoyed by that.
Yeah, people were throwing popcorn at me, and here's what I said. Thanks for the free popcorn.
Matrix.
I'm like, red pill, blue pill, red pill, blue pill. And I was just like chucking, it was Dayquil and NyQuil. I was just throwing them in my mouth.
When that scene popped up, you were like, yeah!
I'm like, take the Dayquil.
Take the Dayquil.
Did I ever tell you when I was in Vietnam, I got really sick and I had to take the like generic version? Well, it's not generic. It's like their version of Dayquil and NyQuil. I had to go to a pharmacy and like ask for this, but I had to point to it because obviously I don't speak Vietnamese.
Yeah.
And it's called Amaflu. And it's like, I've never heard of this medicine before. It's called Amaflu, and I had to pay like 10 cents for like a dose of it. It's really cheap.
That's everything there.
Yeah.
It's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're ever, having flu-like symptoms in Vietnam, Amaflu.
Amaflu. Great.
Use code KK.
This video is brought to you by Amaflu.
It's not. It's not. It's not brought to you by Amaflu.
So I'm gonna lock in 4 for now.
Yep.
I will say the letterboxed thing, where when you log it, it's a little googly eye.
I did see that.
Pretty
That's pretty funny.
great. I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
At
least it's not a butt plug.
That would be. I didn't realize until I was looking at the poster that the butt plug is on the poster. It's in the top left and. Yeah, so that was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think it should be wide by now. They should have opened it up everywhere. Everything All at Once.
Yeah,
But
that was
all right.
Yeah.
Let's move into questions then. Okay, breaking news on the podcast.
breaking news.
Academy Board bans Will Smith from attending the Oscars for 10 years.
I mean,
I mean
that's
well,
fair enough.
That is kind of crazy to me because let me just say he resigned from the Academy from like voting last week or whatever, and I was like, that's like fine, like that doesn't really change.
Are you
anything.
allowed to vote for yourself?
I think so.
So do you think he would have voted for himself.
Yeah, he definitely voted for King Richard.
So what if he won by one vote? That'd be kind of messed up. If the other person he was up against didn't have a vote.
Yeah. He was the only person that voted for King Richard for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Like, we could take it all the way.
Like Welcome to Mooseport. It's a movie where Ray Romano and some other person are running for mayor of a town called Mooseport.
I've never heard of it. No.
And Ray Romano loses by one vote because he voted for the other guy instead of voting for himself.
That's so funny. I think that's
Welcome
like
to Mooseport.
isn't that
Check it
a
out.
thing in election too? He like Paul votes for Tracy and not himself,
it is.
and then
Welcome to Mooseport just stole
they
elections.
stole elections.
Bit.
Yeah,
They stole elections bit.
that's crazy.
Wow, someone should tell Ray Romano this. I'm sure he'll be furious.
I kind of want to read their statement. I know we shouldn't care at this point about this story. It's so over, but like that's pretty crazy. You can't go to the Oscars.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially at the end of his speech, he was like, "Please invite me back," and they didn't.
I like how when I looked up news, like you, without even trying, found this, and then me, I'm like, what? Nova, the new MCU character no one's ever heard of.
Well, to be fair, I think they
who has
broke
3
it.
intelligence out of 10.
I think they broke it while we were recording. Yeah, this was broken like 10 minutes ago. So,
Oh.
Anyways,
So if I had that news, I would have been the one to break it in the world if somehow I knew that.
I mean, fair enough on the Academy, but I'm also like that is a little extreme. I feel
Yeah.
like they should let him back.
Yeah, maybe
in my opinion.
like 1 year.
Yeah, maybe just like keep him not in the front row. Next
Yeah,
time.
maybe make a Will Smith like box like in
Yeah,
the corner where he
yeah.
has to sit.
You're in the Will Smith section.
What if you make him wear a straitjacket?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. I just meant so he couldn't punch anyone.
Right.
Is what I meant, just to be clear.
Yeah, because he punched someone.
Right.
At the
Or he slapped someone.
Slapped
Sorry,
someone.
He didn't
Yeah.
punch.
This first one comes from the subreddit r/carscast. It comes from Educational Bowl 186, and it is, what is the best juice? Now, let's talk about it.
The best juice.
The best. I will go out. There's two that immediately come to mind. The first is Martinelli's apple juice. I think.
you're going like brands.
I mean, well, there is just like specific juice, but then there's the specific brand of juice, and apple juice is actually kind of like hit or miss, to be honest. Like if you get the Mott's or whatever the fuck, it's like it's not the best. Martinelli's is like liquid gold.
I was allergic to apple juice. I still probably am.
Okay.
To where I liked it, but then whenever I drank it, a couple times I had to go to the ER because I had such bad stomach pain.
All right. So
apple
ruling
juice.
that one out.
I like apple
Yeah.
juice, but if I drank it on an empty stomach, I would have a lot of abdominal pain.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can't put apple juice in that top tier.
Yeah. No. What else?
So for me, the best juice in the world is watermelon juice mixed with orange juice.
That actually sounds pretty good.
It's amazing because you get the refreshingness of the watermelon juice,
Yeah,
with like the
but,
little
like, the
tang
of the
orange juice.
That is interesting. When you said it, I was like, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
But that does sound refreshing.
Yeah,
Actually.
and it's like I think the best ratio is like 2/3 watermelon, 1/3 orange.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's the
I'll
best
hear you
juice.
out on that one. Yeah. I also do like the Mariano's orange juice. Very specific.
No, Mariano's orange juice and
Is-
watermelon juice is my favorite ones
Yes.
to mix.
Boom. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's really
Mariano's
good.
has great juice.
Mariano's has the juice thing down.
We don't have those in Florida.
Damn. Is that a Chicago thing only?
It might be.
Well, if you're ever in Chicago, go to Mariano's, get the juice.
Yeah, no, sometimes they have
Thank us
like
later.
people singing or playing instruments.
Yeah.
And everyone there has to wear black and white.
Yeah. This next one comes also from the subreddit. It's from Roller Skate Butterfly, and it's, do you think you would be able to pull off a heist like in Ocean's 11?
No.
No. I think we would be so bad.
I mean, I've pulled off a few heists. Yeah,
Your
every
experience.
every time I come to Karsten's apartment, I steal stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I've been wondering where all my stuff has gone, but
Yeah,
it's Jeff is behind all of it.
Yeah. What I do is I have a crew that I work with. And right now there's like 30 people in your living room.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's why we're doing it in here.
So, like, that's where all the footprints came
Yeah.
from.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they also did not wash their shoes before they came in. They were walking through mud. They're tracking a lot of mud in here.
God damn it. Okay, you would be so bad at heist because they'd be like, look at all these mud tracks.
Yeah.
Who was in? And then they trace the mud, and then they find the boot, and then they get the guy.
Why would they find the boot?
Yeah, they would. I guess. Well, you get the mud track. I feel like that's what they do. It's like you get the footprint, and you're like, who is wearing these shoes? We find the guy wearing these shoes, and then they find that guy, and then.
I think that's like a TV thing. Like, how would that? I'm just imagining how the mechanism for how that would possibly.
I feel
work.
like it's had to be used in
They're like,
one
this
real
guy
crime scene.
has size 11 K Swisses.
Yeah.
Like, and then we go to the K
Go
Swiss
to the K
store.
Swiss store. Be like, has anyone bought this? And they're like, this guy.
Yeah,
and
but
then you go to
there's
his
so many
house.
stores from different. Like, what if they bought the shoes?
And
in,
there's
like,
a lot of
Tennessee?
guys buying K Swiss. Yeah.
And if they bought them in some other place that wasn't the local mall,
Never know.
you never know.
Look for a dirty pair of K Swiss.
Yeah, that's why I could never pull off a heist because Karsten's on the case.
I'm on the case. I'm the detective, baby. Yeah. So that answers that. I feel like if we got a few more people, we assemble everybody that's ever been a guest on this podcast.
Yeah.
And we form a heist.
Yeah. Who do you think
would be the best of all our guests?
Yeah, at heisting?
Adam Knoll, our friend Adam Knoll. I feel like he would be pretty good. But I'm also...
Yeah.
Let me think.
I think Nahal would be pretty good. Because
Yeah.
Nahal's so trustworthy.
Yeah. Gosh, who else?
Okay, ooh, what about Demi?
Demi...
Because Demi is good at, like, planning
Demi
things.
is very... I mean, you've seen his, like, September
September
videos. Very
video,
physical. He could, like,
Right.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Emma Seligman.
This next one comes from the Patreon. It's from Nathan Worley. That's right. If you pledge $15 on Patreon, you get these questions read and answered in these episodes. This one comes from Nathan Worley, and it is best vampire movie. So
Lance Oppenheim. That's who
he
would
would
be the best
be.
heister.
I follow him on Instagram. He's shooting a new movie right now. Which
Yeah.
is pretty exciting.
What if it's like the sequel and it's called Some Kind of Hell?
Some kind of some kind of hell.
And it's just about Jacksonville.
Yeah. Vampire movies. I gotta think of. I mean,
Wait, what's the question? I was not listening.
best vampire movie.
Dr. Morbius.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Morbius. He's the science vampire. He's a doctor who did science and now he's a vampire, so he must kill.
Seriously answering this, I would say
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah. That, or there's this Jim Jarmusch movie called oh my god. Wait.
That's a weird title.
No. What is it called? It's it's kind of a only lovers left alive. Gotta understand, it's a hard one to remember. But that's a pretty great vampire movie. I like vampire movies that are like not your everyday vampire movie. They're kind of doing their own little twist on it.
Did you ever see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
No, I didn't.
I haven't either.
You haven't.
What about
Vampire
Twilight?
Dog? Twilight. The first Twilight, I think, is a good movie, to be honest. If we're talking like going like a traditional romantic vampire type of thing,
Yeah.
Twilight is that. You get exactly what you go in for.
Right. I don't think I've seen that many vampire movies. Here's one I've seen. Dark Shadows.
Okay.
It was bad.
It's bad?
It's really bad. It's Johnny Depp and he's a vampire.
That seems like it would work, you know? I feel like he's got
he
that
looks like a
vampire
vampire.
thing about him, yeah. Yeah, I guess like they don't make as many vampire movies as they should, to be honest.
That's your argument?
I mean,
That they should be making more vampire
they should be
movies?
making more vampire. The thing is, when I do see a vampire movie, it's pretty good most of the time, except for Morbius.
Well, I typed in best vampire movies, and one that came up was Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred.
I've heard about that. You know what? The first Dracula from like the 30s or whatever is a bad movie. It is not good. I don't like that movie. Super boring. Anyway.
Here's a movie that's on my list of best vampire movies.
Yeah.
Vampire Dog.
That's what I saw that one. I have it pulled up and everything.
Here you go. A boy unwittingly adopts a 600-year-old talking vampire dog and soon discovers that when they face their fears, they can do anything.
Production company is Joker Films.
It's Canadian.
It's twisted.
It's probably won the Canadian Oscars.
Yeah.
The Coscars.
Wait,
the vampire is voiced by Norm Macdonald.
Really?
The dog, yeah. And his name is Fang.
All bark and no bite.
That's crazy.
Hang with Fang in 2012. That's a 2012 movie?
Yeah. It was shot on location in Regina and Moose Jaw.
Are you sure it's not Regina?
No, it's Regina.
How do you know this?
I'm pretty sure it is.
What's it spelled like?
Well, it's spelled like Regina, but
but you're like, yeah, it's probably Regina.
No, I think I've heard it.
I mean, it could. Okay. Oh, but you've heard it. Okay, never mind.
Okay, wait. Here we go.
Regina.
Here we go.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of the capital city of the Saskatchewan province
Say it.
of Canada.
Say it.
Do not say Regina, but rather Regina.
Boom. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. You win. This last one comes from Gavin Gibson over at the Patreon, and it's why aren't the bonus episodes of the podcast called Carscast Morecast? That's a good question. We should call it Morecast.
Wait, the what?
The Patreon episodes. The
Sorry, I
bonus
was
episodes.
basking in my victory.
You're in the Regina.
The Carscast Morecast?
Morecast, because there's more of us.
There is more of it.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
What do we call it now?
The Patreon cast.
We do?
Yeah, and let's get into
That's
our
a
wrap
terrible
up.
day, yeah.
Into the wrap up.
Yeah, they're right. We definitely should call it the Morecast.
Next week's movie. You guys aren't even ready for this. Ambulance. Directed by Michael Bay. I thought the Wii U would be.
Oh no! Well, the thing is, I forgot. I thought that the one that's going to be the week after that was next.
Oh, yeah. You were like, what?
And just to prepare anyone for that, 2 weeks ahead. If you want to get ahead, Miracle.
the classic hockey movie Miracle.
Which is why I was wondering how Wii U, what had that to do with Miracle.
Your review has sparked a few new reviews for Dirtbag, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Someone said it is now confirmed Karsten is indeed a Runquist, which is true. I am a Runquist. Let's see.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but it was my header for a while on Twitter. When you Google my name, one of the suggested questions is Karsten a Runquist, which is a really funny question.
Yeah.
But enough of that. Is Carscast a movie cast? Let's figure out with a review. Because we like to read reviews from people.
Good segue.
Yeah. This one.
High five. That was terrible. Wait, look at the elbows. Look at the elbows.
Wait, one more time.
No, the elbow thing's not working.
Elbows. There
Okay.
we go. This one comes from Jimmy with a smiley face from the USA. Subject line is Best Podcast, 5 stars. And it reads, replace both Karsten and Jeff with Cookie. So just be Cookie.
Would Cookie
talk
be
to
soloing
themselves? Yeah.
Yeah. Would
be an interesting podcast.
Yeah. Would they be talking to themselves, or would it just be like a one-person presentation?
It would be a one-person thing. But it's like, did you hear about that? Have you heard about that Donald Glover interview that came out this week? He interviewed himself.
I did hear about that.
It's kind of funny. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
This next part is the patron part, where we like to thank the patrons.
And I'd like to thank you, Karsten Runquist.
I'd like to thank you, Jeff.
And also, you'd like to thank my parents, who are both individually Patreon people.
Yep.
Patrons.
So if you become a patron, you get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&A, shoutouts at the end of every episode, and more. Zoom Hangouts. You get to hang out with Jeff and I, which we're going to be doing one pretty soon here. Just a heads up. And you get to support us. It's a great way to support us. It is. It's a great way to get some extra Carscast content if you just can't get enough of us. Need some extra
Or even if you do have enough of us,
yeah,
and you just want to support us a little bit extra,
yeah,
that's fine too. Like, you don't need to listen to the episodes. That's not part of the deal. The part of the deal is that you could listen to them if you wanted to.
Yeah. The thing is like, the way I've looked at it at this point, we've recorded so many bonus episodes on there that you're basically paying for an entire new podcast.
Pretty much.
There's like probably about 50 or so episodes now on the Patreon that you can check out.
Like if your favorite part of the podcast is us answering questions,
yeah, that's what this part
is the
for.
podcast.
And we
for
also
you.
the thing is those questions most of the time are movie related. So we're talking about movies over there, and we're playing GeoGuessr, and every now and then you get to hang out with us. So really,
well, once a month, not every
well,
now and then.
not every
It's
now and
pretty,
then, but, you know.
It's once a month.
And the best part is you get a shout out at the end of every episode. You are a part of the podcast.
I would say the best part's hanging out with you.
Well, thank you, Alex Thomas, Anson Contreras, Big Beard Pirate, Camilla, Coop, David Borslow, David Sir, Eden, Eli Brow, Finn Richardson, Gavin Gibson, Goodnight Tail, Grant Gow. I can finally be happy once John Munson is on the pod. Jaden Easton, John Van Hout, Joshua Hughes, KDT. Let's change the Google search results for PTA. Levin, did you pronounce it correctly? Liv Rob, Lul Hadi, Lukewarm, Maddie Robertson, Martin Deff, Mary Lee Borslow, Maxine, Meridian, Michael, Monopoly Shrimp on the Barbie, Monroe Page, Nathan Worley, Owen Felton, Pasta, Pete Sethanant, Riley Ost, Ryan M, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Smitty Werben, Jagerman Jensen, Taylor Hartz to watch the movie The Raccoon from Airbud's 7th Inning Fetch, Wes Kinley, Wiley Todd, Yusuf A, Zoinks, and Zoe Hernandez McDonald. That was one of my best reads.
That really was good.
That was like a flawless read.
Because of the way like we're filming this, you could see how bad my posture has been this whole episode.
Well, mine is not much better.
No, yours
I feel
is
like
good. Yours
most
is good.
of the time I'm hunched over like this.
Yeah.
And it looks like that.
Yep. So
anyways,
any last anecdotes?
The if you donated to the Indiegogo for Dirtbag, they're getting sent out this week. The letters, the handwritten letters.
Nice. That you're smearing dirt all over.
I did smear dirt all over them.
Yeah.
I made a mess last night in my apartment, but it's kind of funny. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny. So be on the lookout for those. Also, I'm sending out maybe like 2 or 3 more posters that need to be sent out. If you are listening to that and you haven't received a poster yet, they're on their way. And also same applies to like 2 or 3 more Letterboxd reviews that I have to get out. But thank you again for everybody for supporting Dirtbag. It's on Letterboxd right now, and you can blah, 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 blah.
Review it. And if Carson gets to 500 view or like ratings,
Yep. I will quit the podcast.
he will quit. No, he won't quit the podcast. But if they're good ratings, you might get in the top 250 short films of all time list.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind.
Something to keep in mind. And, you know, my last thing is a couple days ago, I went to Micro Center. Just this is just kind of a fun thing for anyone who likes computers or building them.
Oh, is that where you took that picture with Shaq?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as a life-size Shaq
Yeah,
cardboard
yeah.
cutout. Here's the thing. We don't have them in Florida, but there's one here. And if you're a new customer, you can get a free 256 gig hard drive
Wow.
by just which is like a $30 hard drive.
Yeah.
And you just go and you don't have to buy anything. We're not sponsored, obviously,
Yeah,
by Micro Center.
but great plug
it's just
for
like
Micro Center.
Yeah, and everyone there is super nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying I'm a fan of Micro Center. It's my recommendation.
All right.
But yeah, that's it. So I guess we'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side.